So first thing I'm going to do, I want my epoxy on the plug and around. What this will do, not only does it wet the area out, but if there's any bubbles underneath the plug that you can't quite see, you'll be able to fill them now, rather than when you put the glass on and then the foam blows bubbles through and your glass won't sit properly. It's an absolute nightmare. We're going to do our big patch first. Get all your crinkles and creases out. And then straight over the top of the plug again. Fill those holes, fill the gap, get all the air bubbles out. And it sits a hell of a lot nicer with no bubbles in it, hopefully. If you find you can't get the bubbles out, you can pop the glass or pop the bubbles with a blade. Let the epoxy dry and then come back later on and then fill them in, because you want to get it sealed up. So otherwise when you do your filler coat, same thing's going to happen. It's going to fall all the way through the glass, through the box, into the foam, and then it's going to, in theory, distribute out again, which then just makes it harder and harder. We'll get our second layer on. I find 2 layers the best with the future plug. When you blend it in for your finish coat, I find it just sands a lot better, a lot flatter. If you go on there with too many layers, it ends up being too bumpy. Don't get me wrong, it would be strong, but I just feel it's not super flat. Kind of seems like a shitty repair, even though it probably is stronger, but it's a hell of a lot bumpier. And now we're just trying to work out these bubbles. I don't think it's blowing air. It's just being a little bit difficult, which is what happens. It's looking better. Blade. So this lets the air escape. And then you can go over with your brush again and the glass kind of meshes together once again. Like I always say, you want your glass to dip in a little bit. I believe that's where all your strength is. Should stop the plug from rolling out. Can definitely break again, don't get me wrong, but it's probably a lot stronger than what it originally was. So that's with the brush.